People on the list are Jacob Meck and Dave Wilmoth. I am willing to take some more time and give you a couple minutes. Please.
I guess essentially we're here to address the county commission with any concerns and questions the county commission has for us.
One question I have, what is your plan for the extenuation of the contract? Is it going to continue the same as it is? Is it going to increase for $50 per acre for the additional 9 acres?
Those terms are in the authority of the GBEDC.
Yeah, that's something I can't speak to. That is
the GBEDC could decide to lease Jacob land, not for 99 years, but for 20 years. They'll follow our guidance and consult with us on that. The GBEDC could decide, along with us, that we wanted to sell outright and not lease. The GBEDC could say we want $150 a month or $1,500 a month. There's a lot of questions to be answered there, and they can't be answered at this desk alone. They have to be answered in consultation with the GBEDC.
One other question I have. I know it's been brought up that we're bringing sewage in from Virginia. He don't deny that. When was the last time you was able to dump sewage in Pocahontas County? Have you ever been able to?
I think 2008.
So
2008 was the last year.
2008 was
3
Was it Martin
years.
you were permitted to dump in? Okay.
So the question I have is what's going to happen when these other counties cuts us off, like we're wanting to cut what little bit's coming from Virginia off? Then what are we going to do with it? You know, we're going to be faced with a problem basically just like we're in with snowshoe right now. That's been going on for a numerous amount of years.
We're not objecting to the tank.
Mr. Bird, please. Mr. Meck?
I would like to speak in response to that, Jamie. The current situation for disposing of waste is not just an issue that we have in this county. This is an issue we have all over the state with haulers all over the state, folks. When we go in to dispose of waste, let's just use the city of Raynell, the PSD at Raynell. Our driver says, yes sir and thank you when we go through the gate. We say yes sir and thank you when we leave. If that gentleman that runs that plant decides tomorrow that our driver looks sideways at him and he doesn't want us back, all he has to do is say the word. That is the situation not only in West Virginia but all over the country. And this is the situation that we face.
Thank you. Okay, we're 10 minutes past my ideal definition of 30 minutes. Everyone on the list has spoken. At this point, I want to take some time for us to consider any action on this, and I want to again reiterate that this is a collaborative process with not only the Commission and Mr. Meck and everyone in this room, but it needs to be collaborative with the GBEDC. Otherwise, it can't go forward. So I want this Commission to consider that even though so many questions remain to be answered, and the concerns are very legitimate about sight and smell, that if we don't bring GBEDC into the loop on this soon, we won't be able to proceed forward with a lease and or purchase agreement for Mr. Meck's business that could be in agreement with everyone involved. If we decide not to deed land tonight, that, in my thinking, sends a very poor signal from the County Commission towards making a solution work. So with that in mind, at this point, I would like to move that we approve the deed of 9 acres as surveyed to the GBEDC with the language that says no open top sewage containment can be used. And then at this point, let the GBEDC begin to talk with all of us about the further work to be done. That's my motion.
What about my answer
You're
about
out of order, please.
You said you were going to respond to my question about putting it on the ballot.
Thank you, Steve. Fair enough. If I may just leave the motion there for a moment. The County Commission can put any issue on the ballot it chooses, if I understand.
Can or can't?
It can.
Can.
We could choose to do that. My thinking is that that's not the right way to solve this problem. I think we were elected to listen to you very carefully, and I think that's what we're doing. And I think we are working very well on moving this thing forward.
Do the other commissioners have that opinion too?
They can speak to that in a moment.
All right.
And to that end, I think that is the most efficient way to not put this issue on the ballot. It's the most efficient way to promote economic development. If we decide to put this on the ballot, it delays a lot of possible progress. That said, I'm going to withdraw my motion momentarily so that the other commissioners can have a chance in rules of order. I'm going to withdraw my motion momentarily so the other commissioners can have a chance to speak to the ballot issue if they like, and then I will go forward with the motion.
Thank you.
Any other comments on the ballot?
Not about that.
Please.
My comment again is that I think the commission is to blame for this problem to start with, in that back in, when it was December that Mr. Meck came here, we didn't put a big ad in the paper, we didn't go into the Greenbank community, we didn't get other ideas. The commission's not against job development. The commission is not against creating an employment. I mean, we want to do that every single day. And also, I would say that every homeowner in the county is an employer. Every homeowner is a business. Every homeowner has income and outgo. Every homeowner is just like a business. So one business isn't any greater than any other as far as I'm concerned. But that's not the issue. The issue is that I think the commission did not address this properly to start with, and I still don't think it's too late. I think that we can talk about this and then do what we have to do after we talk about it. So I don't see the urgency in doing this tonight. I don't, but the other two commissioners may see it that way. I just feel that we acted almost peremptorily back in December without getting enough input into the community. We certainly heard from Mr. Meck, and but that's all we heard from him.
Anything to the ballot issue? Or
Yeah, I'd like to speak to that just a minute. I'm from the southern part of the county. I was born there, I was raised there. I know at one time every single person that lived down there. A lot of people's moved in. A lot of retired people's moved in. Out of my graduating class, I think there was 9 of us out of about 115 that's still in Pocahontas County. Out of them 9, there's 3 of them that's either on welfare or disability. It's 6 people out of 115 still here, and I'm one of them. And I'm proud to be here, and I plan on staying here. But on the other hand, we got to have something to do. It's hard to live here. It's hard to make a living here. On your ballot issue, I've talked to people in Hillsborough. I've talked to people in Rawton. Talked to very few people in Greenbank, probably a handful. My opinion is if this goes on a ballot, it would pass unanimously. The people in Hillsborough could basically care less. They think it's a good idea. Most of the people in Burlington I've talked to thinks it's a good idea. You put it on the ballot, it's going to pass unanimously. I'm telling you. Now, one other thing I'd like to just get a rough guess on here. How many people is for Mr. Meck doing this? Just raise your hand. I'd like to get a count on it.
We can't see in the hall.
Sir, can you describe for us in the hallway how many people?
Is there anybody behind you, Robbie?
And the against, I want to
So
know.
we're looking at
Can't see them.
19 people. How many people is against this project?
First of all, eliminate the people that work for him and his friends. Then get just the people that live there. Well, because people that work for him, they're
Mr.
going to
Byrd,
vote for
we're out of order.
him. You're going to vote for him.
We're out of order. Let's just answer the commissioner's question, please.
Well, on that prospect, if you're a citizen of Pocahontas County, you got just as equal right to vote as if you're a living person here in Pocahontas County, whether you work for Mr. Meck or whether you don't. I'm sure the people that work for him is going to support him. If they don't, they shouldn't be working for him. So how many people is against this? Please hold your
They're in a high
hand up.
proportion.
If you count the 100 and some right on there, plus the ones that are here, you got a big start.
Okay, no more commentary on that. For the record,
How many?
just finish the hand so this commissioner
7.
can see.
I didn't think we were even asked.
And I want you all to know that I don't consider such hand polls to be something that I really take into full consideration on that. But Commissioner Walker wanted to see it, and I appreciate you commenting on that. That means something to his reasoning on this. Okay, any other comments?
Well, the comment I would like to get on that is if there's as many people against it as signed the paper, there should be more people here. That's the way I look at it.
The people that may I speak? the people that signed my petition, those 17, I was coming here to represent them to hand in their signatures.
I think that's
A
fair.
lot of the people on the other feel that way because they know this is a small room
Okay.
and you can't get.
Thank you. I'm going to stop at that point and make a motion again that we pass, the motion as, read it back to us, please.
Make the motion to approve the deed the 9 acres to Greenbrier Valley conditional that there will be no open top sewage containment.
Okay, that's the motion. Do I have a second?
Is it appropriate for me to speak?
Not at this point, Mr. Lynn.
Who can second it?
I'll ask one more time. Do I have a second on the motion? Motion dies for lack of a second.